as we know, one of the barriers for calling 988 and getting help is the intimidation of not knowing what the process is of calling that number. So what we're going to do is we're going to call 988 right now and do a sort of a practice trial run of what that process looks like.
Let's do it.
You've reached the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Para español, marque el número dos. If you are a veteran or service member or are calling about one, press 1. Otherwise, to talk with a counselor, stay on the line or press 0. To improve 988, your call may be monitored and recorded. We are checking for a counselor who is available to talk. You'll hear music while we do this, and we'll give you an update in 30 seconds. You are not alone. We care and want to support you. Someone will be with you soon.
"988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline." This is Ann speaking. I'm there to support you.
Hi, Anne. My name is Marie Wenzel. I am an employee of NAMI, Delaware, and I was just calling because we're working on a podcast right now, and we're a lot of folks are not calling 988 because they're not sure what happens when they do. And so we were wondering if you could kind of walk us through what happens if. So I'm calling right now to see what happens when we call 988.
Excellent. No problem. Is it just you on the line, or is there someone else listening?
Yeah, so you are actually being recorded right now on a podcast.
Okay.
It's not live. It'll be edited, but we wanted to make sure.
Okay. So basically, if an individual calls 988, it's actually the best place to call when you're in the direct. If you're in distress, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you are experiencing a crisis for yourself or another individual, it's the best line to call because we're in a position where we can assess the situation, identify the level of risk and danger. We are tasked with focusing on de-escalating that risk if possible, and we can dispatch police. We can dispatch a care team, which the care team consists of a mental health support professional. It also consists of a peer support professional under the direction of a master's level clinician. So that's the care team that can come out to the individual's home or wherever they are. And we can dispatch them if the criteria is appropriate. Now, if the criteria is not appropriate, say the levels based on our assessment are higher than based on, and usually 90% of 988 calls do not require police involvement. So I want to stress that because a lot of people think if I call 988, the police will show up at my location, but that's just not the case. Most of the time, people are calling because they're experiencing some distress and they need someone to talk to. They may not have anyone that they can talk to that they feel safe to talk to. So we are a safe space. We are confidential. Everything that is shared is in confidence. The only thing that we are under as a mandate is we have to report child abuse if it hasn't already been reported. And we have, so, New Jersey is a mandated report state. So certain things, elder abuse, child abuse have to be reported. However, for the most part, a person can call and remain 100% anonymous. You can remain anonymous. You can give a fake name. All of that is okay. We just want more people to utilize the line because of the fact that it is a great service. We do have the ability, and often we connect people to follow-up services, whether that is with a mental health professional, a therapist, an intensive outpatient program that might be virtual and suit an individual. So we have it, in-depth conversations with people, or we can have quick conversations. It's whatever the individual needs at that moment. We are focused on finding out what those needs are, de-escalating if necessary, and then passing off to the next entity that can continue that support.
Ms. Ann, that was a very thorough overview. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Your podcast, what's the name of your podcast?
De-stress 302.
De-stress 302, capital DE hyphen stress 302.
Nice. I love it. Really am glad that you reached out because this is a really highly valuable service and it is underutilized. We're getting a lot of calls and it keeps growing, but it needs to continue to grow because we have a huge population with a variety. I'll give you some different, sometimes it's surprising individuals that call. So sometimes, we get elderly people that feel alone that might be in a nursing home or live alone, right? We also get people like a police officer might call feeling like he wants to debrief or decompress over a rough day. Or you might have a person that is struggling with substance use, or they have a family member struggling. We get all kinds of calls. We get calls from young people that are in school, in gym class, and feel pressure. We get calls, from anybody and everybody. And everybody's treated with respect and listened to. So that's the great thing, I would say. Call.
Absolutely. That's our goal, is to make sure that people are fully aware of the resource and that they're not intimidated to make that call and find community on the other end of that line.
Exactly. And it's nationwide, so it doesn't matter, if the calls are routed based on the location of the caller. However, we can always, if a call gets to me and their caller is in Texas because they have a New Jersey phone number, I can just get 988 from Texas right on the line.
Oh, great.
Make the connection.
That's good to know.
Yep.
Well, Ms. Ann, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. You're saving lives every day.
Thank you. Thank you for getting the word out. Thank you for helping me get the word out.
Absolutely. You have a good day.
You too. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right. I would say that was incredibly helpful to sort of get a picture, at least for me, of what that looks like and who's on the line and how much they care and put the effort into really just sort of showing that support from the other end.
Absolutely. I think it just also highlights that, at times, as much as we'd like to think that the people closest to us are the ones we can talk to, a lot of times there are things that come up in our lives where we just don't want to share things that are happening, but it doesn't mean that we don't need to share that somewhere. And so somebody like Miss Ann on the other end of that line might be that space because it gives that anonymity, right? I can protect kind of who I am in that space.